Have you ever felt like you are the single biggest obstacle standing in your own way? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're not just talking about the problem. We are building a practical, actionable escape plan to break through all that internal resistance so you can finally get moving. All right, let's get into it.
So, let me ask you something right off the bat. What does that voice in your head actually sound like? You know, the one that whispers, "Don't even bother," or you're just going to mess this up anyway. We all have that voice. It's the one that keeps us feeling stuck, and really getting to know it is the very first step to changing the entire conversation. So what is this thing we're really up against? Well, first things first, self-sabotage is not some deep, permanent character flaw. It's not who you are. It's just a collection of false stories. Stories we tell ourselves over and over until they start to drive our actions. And here's the really good news. Since it's just a story, you're the one holding the pen. You have all the power you need to write a brand new one. Okay, so if we're going to write a new story, we need the right tools for the job. And the very first tool, the most important one, is all about rewriting your inner script. I mean, think about it. Those sentences you have on repeat inside your own mind, that's the voice that's ultimately calling the shots. So it's time we make sure that voice is actually taking you somewhere you want to go. Now, this is so important. The key is the difference between some vague, empty hype and language you can actually believe. Just shouting, "I'm the best" at yourself doesn't really work because, a part of your brain is calling BS. It knows it's just hype. But saying something like, "I've handled hard tasks before," well, that's totally different. That's rooted in real evidence. You're lining your new story up with facts, and that's what gives it its real power. And check this out. A quote like this is a perfect example. A line like this isn't just a nice thought. It's a direct signal to your nervous system. It can literally switch you from that feeling of being stuck and frozen into a state of forward motion. The whole game is finding that one sentence, your sentence, that just feels solid, true, and real to you. Okay, so we're starting to rewrite the script. Now it's time for tool number 2, creating a map. Way too often we look at a big goal like we're walking into a single dark tunnel. There's only one way forward, one way out, and the pressure is just massive. We're going to ditch that tunnel for an open map, one with tons of different routes to get to where you want to go. This feeling right here, this is what that single tunnel thinking gets you. It is the source of that crushing pressure, that feeling that everything is riding on this one single perfect outcome. And when the stakes feel that high, any tiny mistake feels like a total catastrophe. And that fear, that is the number one reason we procrastinate. But now, just look at the alternative. By just taking a few minutes to brainstorm an options map like this, you completely change the game. You instantly give yourself agency. You give yourself choices. Suddenly, it's not one scary path. It's a bunch of them. Could you break it down into smaller pieces? Yeah. Could you get some feedback halfway through? Of course. When you have options, a single roadblock is just a detour, not a dead end. You're not trapped anymore. You're the navigator. And this simple shift has a really powerful side effect. We tend to think that confidence comes from some huge dramatic win, but it really doesn't. It's built right here, through a growing list of tiny wins. Every single micro goal you hit, like sending that one email or writing that one paragraph, it's like making a small deposit in your self-trust account. And just like money, those deposits compound over time into real, unshakable belief in yourself. Okay, we've got our new script. We have our map full of options. But what happens when you hit a rough patch of road? We need an engine, right? Something to keep us moving. This next tool is all about building the systems that create sustainable momentum and give you the resilience to bounce back when things inevitably go a little sideways. And this distinction right here, it is absolutely critical. It's maybe the biggest shift you can make. When we mess up, our old script wants to make it about our identity. I missed the deadline, so I am unreliable. But a resilient engine runs on different fuel. It reframes failure as information. I missed the deadline, so I learned the task was more complex. See the difference? One creates shame and paralyzes you. The other creates data you can actually use. So how do you actually do that when you're feeling down? With this dead simple 3-step ritual. The next time you hit a snag, I want you to just pause and do this. 1. Name what happened. Just the facts. I missed the deadline. 2. Name what you learned. Okay, I learned I need to budget way more time for research. 3. Name the absolute tiniest next step. Tomorrow, I will block off the first hour just to work on that. It's a circuit breaker for shame. It works every time. And if you want to make these new systems truly automatic, you have to anchor them.
The best way to make this stuff stick is to attach your new desired behavior to something you already do without even thinking about it. So, for example, your morning coffee becomes the cue. While it's brewing, you do your little micro action and you read your inspiration message. By piggybacking on a habit that's already there, you're not relying on willpower anymore. You're just building a new positive reflex.
All right, we've got the script, we've got the map, and we've got the engine. Enough theory? Now it is time for the launch sequence. I'm going to give you 2 dead, simple, concrete actions that you can take starting today to put this whole escape plan into motion. Action number 1, create your confidence script. This is so simple. Sometime today, I want you to write one believable sentence about what you're capable of. Just one. Then pair it with a tiny action that takes less than 2 minutes to do. Got it? Okay, now just repeat that little combo every morning for the next 14 days. That's it. That's the whole assignment. Simple, repeatable, and way more powerful than it sounds.
And action number 2, build your first options map. Pick one goal you have right now, just one, that feels a little heavy or overwhelming. Your mission is to brainstorm at least 3 different ways you could tackle it. Write them down, then before you walk away, circle the single smallest, easiest next step on that list and commit to doing it within the next 48 hours. Bam! You've just taken back control. This is how you create agency. So, there it is. That's your escape plan. You have the tools to rewrite your script, a map to create your options, and a clear launch sequence to get started. But all the theory in the world doesn't matter without taking that first tiny step. So, I'll just leave you with this one question. What's the one believable line you're going to write for yourself today?